Ladies and gentlemen, when you consider the fact that media has devoted its entire existence to undermining President Trump, the fact that he is reaching record highs in approval rating is unbelievable. It really is astounding when you think about it. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for being a little late. I was going to do this live stream a couple hours ago, but I want to thank you. For those of you watching, I do want to thank you. You look at the Rasmussen poll. So Rasmussen reports, they say, well, Rasmussen has a conservative leaning. All of these polls have a liberal bias. Rasmussen was at least accurate during last election. I understand the whole thing with polls are a public relations. They're more public relations spin than anything else. You look at Biden; he was ahead in the polls. What happened to his candidacy? What happened in his campaign? I said that he was unelectable, and he went from the front runner to now not the front runner. Now Bernie Sanders is leading in a lot of polls. Now he won't be the front runner. It will be Hillary Clinton versus Trump again. Clinton will lose to Trump, but here. Trump approval index history, 51%, 52% total approval according to Rasmussen, February 25th, 2020, February 26th, 2020. Now, I understand, and I'm gonna bring up other polls as well. I understand this is just one poll. I get it. I understand. You don't have to tell me twice. I get it. The issue, however, is that you got to look at Loud Citizen. My H.A. Goodcuddle plushie alarm just woke me up. Loud Citizen. Thank you. World's Metal Detectorist. Hello. Thank you for watching from Austria. Thank you for watching from Austria. Thank you. You gotta ask yourself, okay, there's a Rasmussen poll that says 51% approval. Oh, well, that's a conservative bias. Okay. Then there's a Gallup poll, February 4th, that says Trump job approval rating at 49%. So, what's the problem here? You have 49% for Gallup, February 4th, 2020. And then you have 51%. Then you have 51% Rasmussen. So it's not just one poll, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just one poll. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's numerous polls. Look, the media has lost all credibility. The media has absolutely lost all credibility. They don't have credibility. They just don't have credibility. And nobody really trusts the media. Nobody really says, oh, okay, well, I want to, is this a really good indication? Here, Rasmussen poll, Trump leads Sanders by 7 points in general election. Well, there you go. I mean, it's here. Trump leads Sanders by 7 points in general election. Then you get, Sanders beats Trump by more. You got to understand something. Trump is like a train that is just like when you board a train, it doesn't go at full speed immediately. Okay, otherwise that's not a good experience when you're trying to board the train. It slowly ramps up. It slowly gets faster and faster to the point where it's at full speed eventually. The Trump train, you have to really be way ahead of Trump, and then he'll still defeat you. Clinton was way ahead of Trump in 2016 by a great deal. Like, she was 20 points ahead at one point. 20 points ahead. So, I mean, Trump approval hits new high in Gallup. Then Trump approval hits new high in Rasmussen. So, I mean, what are people going to say? Then The Economist, why Donald Trump's approval ratings might be misleading. No, it's actually, you have to actually add numbers to the approval rating. The whole thing is nonsense to begin with. You have to take it with a grain of salt, but you also have to use common sense. If the economy is good, there's really a limit to how much a president, there's a limit to how, here, Trump job approval rating, February 29th, steady at 49%. Okay, February 20th, sorry. So it starts the month at 49%, steady at 49%, 20 days later. That's Gallup. Are you going to say anything about Gallup? Okay, Rasmussen. Look, even if you want to say, oh, well, the aggregate polling also includes numbers from polling companies that are liberal, that will, that are simply, here, I'll read you this. Trump's approval hits all-time, hits a high post-impeachment. Real Clear Politics average shows Trump hitting 46%, 46.3%. It's not bad. If you look at what President Obama's numbers were at this point, they were roughly the same. And he did not have the media constantly trying to undermine his administration. If anything, they were doing the opposite, because they all voted for President Obama. So you hear the rhetoric, oh my God, he's so divisive, he's so horrible, and the rhetoric just doesn't correlate to the reality. The reality is that he's doing amazing. He was just impeached, and he hit a personal best. He was literally just impeached. He was just impeached, and he hit a personal best. I mean, how does that work? How do you actually go up? How do you go up after getting impeached? Only Trump could do that, because people know Democrats are just rabid, frothing at the mouth, and maniacal when it comes to Trump. They don't care about an actual critique. If they simply had stated, look, we don't like Trump's policies, we could do better. Some things were good. Some things are not so good. His personality isn't that great. And leave it at that. We can do a better job. Okay, we could do a better job. All they needed to say was that. But instead it's, oh my God, did you see what he said? Did you see what he said? Oh my God. It's really unbelievable. Only Trump could have withstood this onslaught from media. Really, I mean, look, like only Trump could have withstood all of this. It's pretty unbelievable. So February 20th, job approval steady at 49%. Ratings continue to show record party polarization. Well, of course, satisfaction with state of nation climbs to 15-year high. Satisfaction with the state of the nation climbs with 15-year high. So how are you going to spin this if the satisfaction with the state of our country hits a 15-year high? How are they going to spin this? People are more satisfied. They're happier with this economy, with this presidency. Approval rating of Congress at 23%. Half of Americans, which is great considering how Trump has weathered the storm when it comes to the media. But you think like Congress are like, oh, we're going to protect this country from Russian interference, which means information about Democratic corruption. So instead of they impeach Trump, Trump's poll numbers go up. Congress, their poll numbers go down. And Mitt Romney's poll numbers go down in aggregate too. So Washington, D.C., President Donald Trump's approval rating remains elevated at 49% in the latest Gallup poll. The same as in the previous poll, and 5 points from an earlier January poll. So he's moving up. As in the prior poll conducted January 16th, 29th, the approval rating reflects record polarization. Who cares? 93% of Republicans, 6% of Democrats like Trump. 93% of Republicans. 43% of independents. The highest rating for him. Independents know what's going on. They know a good economy is what they want. Okay? 63% of U.S. adults rate current economic conditions as either excellent or good. So tell me how Bernie's movement, which is now a giant bowel movement, is going to work. If 63% of adults rate the current economic conditions as either excellent or good, how do you then sell a populist message from the left? How does that work? How do you then say, oh, well, you know what? We have to implement all of these policies because, okay, if this was 2016, before Trump actually had a chance. Ellie Bell! The Dems think Castro is more virtuous than Trump. Oh, I know. It's very bizarre. Very bizarre. Ellie Bell, thank you. Quantum football! Given the polls typically have 1 week lag, do you expect the aggregate to be down due to the handling of, quantum football? Possibly. But even that is like sensational. Like, oh my God! Like, that issue, I don't even want to bring it up because you don't know about YouTube. Like, YouTube might, oh, you can't say the word. I just think that it's like Trump is doing what any other president would have done. And thank God it's not becoming we have 320 million people in our country. That issue is not going to be an issue at all. And it's not like an extremely yes, you could lose your life, but it's not life-threatening beyond belief. Quantum football, thank you, Ellie Bell. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ellie Bell. So, I think that when you look at what's going on, it's like fighting a boxing match with one hand tied behind your back. It's like a football game where it's basically 8 on 11 or 7. Like the offense is just 7 players and the defense has like 11, or they add 2 extra players, so 13 players. So it's like the guy cannot, they can't touch him. They can't touch him. It's they tried every dirty trick in the book. Now, I don't wish this upon Bernie, but they're going to go after Bernie like a bunch of wild, rabid, frothing at the mouth wolves. They're going to go after Bernie Sanders. And they haven't even begun. That they're going after him with Cuba and all this stuff. It doesn't even matter what he does in South Carolina or Super Tuesday. I mean, theoretically, Bernie should run the table. He still won't. They'll never elect Bernie Sanders ever. The Democratic Party itself doesn't even want really Bernie Sanders. Okay, that's very nice. Loud Citizen, thank you. I think. Chad Davis! The Golden Moo is upon us, yes. The Golden Moo is waiting. The Golden Moo is lurking. Loud Citizen, thank you. Very nice visual. Chad Davis. The Golden Moo is just, circling. Michael Lee, hello. Rasmussen polled Trump leads Sanders by 7 points in general election matchup. According to 538, Rasmussen has a mean reverted Republican bias of 1.5 points, so you just subtract 1.5 points from that. I don't know. 22% of registered Democrats in the poll said that they would support Trump for reelection. Wow! And the president, what? 22% of registered Democrats in the poll said that they would support Trump for reelection if it was Bernie? Oh my God. Oh my OMG. OMG. So, and honestly, that's probably the case. They would probably just now Bernie's the front runner. He's not going to stay the front runner, okay? But here, nearly 1 in 4 Democrats opt for Trump instead. 22% of Democrats. 22% of Democrats would rather have Trump than Bernie. Are you going to summer home, a summer camp? Camp Fidel? Like most Vermonters? I got a summer camp, Mini-Me. Mini Mike. Magic Mike. Oh my God. That is funny. They just, the Democrats, they're just so petulant. But the thing is, they're not, see, Bernie Sanders, one would think, is the epitome of their value system. Problem is, they don't have a value system. They have what's called a tent. It's a coalition. It's a coalition. It's a tent. It's a giant circus tent of all different people that can't stand one another. As I love these, like, you watch MSNBC, CNN, they're like so smart. It's, oh my God, they're so cerebral. It's a tent. It's just a giant tent. We have to find someone who could, wrap us all up in saran wrap and keep us together. They can't stand one another. They can't stand one another. Rich View, thank you. Clinton is going to be the nominee. I'm waiting. Can you just give me the happiness, Madam Secretary, in their campaign. It's just, what are you waiting for? I've been singing your praises since 2017. Please. I'm voting Trump, but nobody will be a bigger Hillary Clinton supporter than I will. Nobody. Of course, I'm a Trump supporter voting for President Trump, but nobody. Because if you're on the left and you dare say, what, Hillary, what is it? If you voted for her in 2016, I don't want to hear it. I'm going to watch out. I'm going to see who in 2016 said they wanted Clinton, and who is saying now they don't want Clinton. Oh, no. You don't have the right to dislike Madam Secretary. You're going to love Madam Secretary. Oh, you're going to love the moo-moo. Okay? I got, infinite, negativity from that. I can't believe what you did, H.A. Batman. Oh, my God. It's like, oh, now, okay, so now, because everybody's doing it, it's okay. But if I say it, it's a big problem. Big problem. That's what happens when you're too far ahead of. I love the Ramones. The Ramones are one of the best bands of all time. On YouTube, there's an amazing. I don't know if it's still up, but there's an amazing public access channel interview with the Ramones, and you're like, here are these punk icons, these gods of music, and the people calling up, they're like, I don't really like your music, I don't understand it, and these teenagers. It's kind of hilarious. Ellie Bell. Bernie doesn't lie. He redistributes the truth. Yes. Definitely in terms of the Russia myth. Ellie Bell, thank you. The Russia, he definitely redistributes the truth there. Did you see what he said, everybody? Ellie Bell, thank you again. Did you see what he said? He's like, Putin, I hope you're listening. If you have if you want to interfere in our election, I just want to let you know something. I do not want your help. And if you're listening right now, me and you in the octagon, let's do this, Putin. Putin. Anytime you want to, Putin. Anytime. Day and night. Hold on. Bernie. South Carolina. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, let's do this. This is fantastic. Biden is really good here, too. I have a small favor in front of all my. I have a small favor to ask you. If you could give $1 to my campaign, I'm going to redistribute it to Hillary in about 5 months. Less than that, probably. Hold on one second. So this is the wonderful Democratic debate.
Yes, because there's no comparing bad. What Barack Obama said is they make.
Do you know who else said that Castro was wonderful? President Obama. Okay? Yeah, there's one problem, Bernie. You're not President Obama. You're Bernie. And you're a Democratic Socialist. It's kind of a problem. Kind of a little problem. Kind of a little problem, Bernie.
Made great progress on education and health care. That was Barack Obama.
I am not looking forward to a scenario where it comes down to Donald Trump with his nostalgia for the social order of the 1950s and Bernie Sanders with the nostalgia for the revolutionary politics of the 1960s.
My Secretary of Education will be someone who has taught in public school. My Secretary of Education will be someone who believes in public education. And my Secretary of Education.
Okay, whatever. We have to get to Biden. He's unbelievable here. Kudos to Biden. He did such a good job. Biden did such a good job. Actually, Biden won this thing. If you ask me, I gotta tell you, Biden won this thing. Biden really won this thing. Okay, so hold on one second. I love this so much. Honestly, I'm just gonna after this live stream ends, I'm just going to listen to this all night here.
This president, I got them. The fact is,
he's like, I bought the Congress. I got them. I bought, but then I got them. Yeah, you bought. Yeah, well.
I'm not out of time. You spoke over time, and I'm going to talk. Here's the deal.
Yeah. Talk here. Hey, fat. Come on, man.
The institutional racism.
Vice President, Mr. Vice President.
I know how you cut me off all the time, but I'm not going to be quiet anymore.
Mr. Steyer.
He doesn't even say a word. He literally said, I know how you cut me off. I know how you cut me off. That's what he said. Did you hear what he said? Oh, this is the best.
But I'm not going to be quiet anymore, okay?
Mr. Steyer.
Prevent North Korea from launching
Mr. Steyer.
off all the time, but I'm
Thank you.
Here's the deal.
Here's the deal. Here's
You have to deal with the institutional
Thank you,
racism.
Vice President. Mr. Vice President.
I know how you cut me off all the time, but I'm not going to be quiet anymore, okay?
I know how you cut. What is that? I know how you cut me off. I know how you cut me off. That's what he's saying. What is he saying? What did he even say?
Be quiet anymore, okay?
Mr. Steyer.
Prevent North Korea from. I'm not going to be.
Vice President. Mr. Vice President.
I know how you cut me off all the time, but
I know how you cut me off all the time. Hit her hard. Stop it all. Bernie USA stand in line for a cup of stale truth. Loud citizen. I know how you cut me off. It's like the beginning of a song, like a sad song. I know how you cut me off. Like if Bob Dylan was still. I know how you cut me off. Hold on, let's just listen to this here.
I know how you cut me off all the time, but I'm not going to be quiet anymore, okay?
I'm not going to be quiet. I'm not going to be quiet anymore. Then he's quiet.
North Korea from launching missiles to take them down, and if we don't, why am I stopping? No one else stops.
Okay. Okay,
That's
sir.
my Catholic school training.
Why am I stopping? Nobody else stops. This is kind of funny. I mean, Biden kind of won this debate, which really had no winner, but it's just kind of it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Oh my God! Oh, let's keep listening to this.
100 and.
Oh no! How's it going? Here we go.
New START treaty and the other arms negotiations that must happen. This president just likes to do tweets at 4 a.m. in his bathrobe, gets out there.
How do you know he's in his bathrobe, Senator Klobuchar? That's interesting. Molly Noonan! Molly, thank you! Thank you, Molly. What? How do you know Trump is in his bathrobe? Senator Klobuchar? Looks like a senator from Minnesota has been thinking of Trumpy in a different way.
President just likes to do tweets at 4 a.m. in his bathrobe, gets out there and doesn't achieve the results we need.
How do you know he's tweeting at 4 a.m. in his bathrobe? It's interesting. GTO mama, exactly. Half the country. It's oh my God. It's so true. It's like if they don't engage in hyperbole, it's like it just doesn't work out. They have to engage in the most hyperbole possible. All right, let's continue. So it's just so funny when you look at what's going on in the Democratic debate. Clinton is easily going to become nominee. Of course, I'm just waiting. Hold on one second. Let's listen to Klobuchar again.
Robe gets out there and doesn't happen. This be renegotiating the New START treaty and the other arms negotiations that must happen. This president just likes to do tweets at 4 a.m. in his bathrobe, gets out there.
What? How do you know, Senator? There's a senator that's been naughty.
And doesn't achieve the results we need.
That's exactly what the fiber optic video camera that I put in his Oval Office shows. Oops! Sorry. That's not good, Senator Klobuchar. Probably shouldn't have talked about that.
Me, kill it.
Oh, no. Why did I have to get to that part? It's like, my God, the gossip from, did you hear what somebody said about you, Bloomberg? And you, Bernie, did you hear what someone said about you? Well, did you hear that you failed your DNA test? Did you hear that? Because you did. Oh, Lord. My God. What is going on?
The way that Mayor Bloomberg
Never
alleged
said that.
here from the women who
Oh, my God.
Tearing our party apart. We're going to watch Donald Trump spend the next 4 years tearing our country apart.
Tearing our country apart. With record low unemployment. You can't spell breadline without Bernie. Tearing our country apart. Tearing our country apart. Our country's being torn apart with record low unemployment. Wages are up. Household median income is up. 6 million jobs created, 5 million people lifted out of poverty. Save us! Save us! Somebody! Hillary, save us. Oh my God. KSNF! Keep it up, thank you. KSNF, thank you. Why is Warren always the one like, did you hear what somebody said about you? No, Warren. What did you hear? What kind of gossip did you hear this time, Warren? Why don't you tell everyone what you heard without any basis to back it up? Yeah, go ahead and tell everyone what you heard. Yeah. What's the problem? It's just, the telephone game, the gossip and hearsay. Go ahead, no problem. That's totally what, you want people to do. You definitely want people to just say, I heard this, I heard that, So, KSNF, thank you. Renee Miete. Renee, I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. Renee, take my money, HA. They chant. Exactly. I know. Can you believe that? And then it's Warren. Like, did you hear what somebody said about you? Oh, yes, Senator. Tell us more. Tell us more about what you heard. Somebody said that about you. Renee, thank you so very, very much. Bucolic Buffalo! Mini Mike, get off my lawn, Biden, have no chance. Where is Men in Pantsuit? Bucolic Buffalo! Renee, thank you so very much. KSNF, thank you. Bucolic Buffalo. As with all things Clinton, they're just going to make everyone wait. I'm telling you, she's going to be like, Hillary's going to be like, I don't even want to run. Do I have to run? Do I really have to run? I don't want to. I just don't want to, no. I just don't want to at all. You're going to make me run. Fine. I'll just run. You owe me. At the end of the day, like, you owe me. You Democrats owe me. I don't even want to do it. And the whole thing will be like, the whole thing's from the second she lost was tailored. Absolutely tailored for her to win. For her to run again. So, it's pretty unbelievable. Pretty unbelievable. Yeah, it's It's kind of funny when you think about the you think about like all this charade, like this constant charade, and they really try to like perpetuate this myth that this is all a meritocracy. Like, they are really only focused, okay, they're only focused on trying to find the best candidate. It's not a charade. It's definitely not a charade. You know, you got to understand. It's definitely not a charade. They're focused only on the best candidate. You know, they're really focused on the best candidate. It's not like Clinton's just going to come in and save the day. Of course she will. Of course. That's definitely happening. It's just, I don't know what they do to Bernie, but they'll do something. I don't know what they'll do, but they'll do something. Oh, Lord. The Democratic debate was an absolute monstrosity. I mean, an absolute monstrosity. It's just like really hilarious what happened. I think after this election, when you look, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at what's going to take place after this election, I mean, it's going to be pretty unbelievable. It will be pretty unbelievable. The Democratic Party is not going to nominate Bernie. The Democratic Party is going to pick Hillary Clinton. And they're going to try to do everything over again. And the same outcome is going to take place. And I'm the only person in the known universe who's been saying this. Jordan B! Man, wishing the best for all of us. Yes, Jordan B, yes, I agree. I agree with you. I do agree with you. I do agree with you on that. I think that at the end of the day, you have Trump job approval at personal best at 49% Gallup. But so the 51% Rasmussen is really not that, out of the ordinary. It's really not that out of the ordinary, I find it bizarre that people would make an issue and say that, well, I don't believe the poll that Trump's at 50%, Spice Like Us, thank you. Great name, by the way. Great name. Great movie. Thank you again. When people say, thank you, Eric H526, thank you. When people say, I don't think Trump's at 51%. Like, well, why not? Well, that's just one poll. It's a Rasmussen poll, Well, what about Gallup? Genius. Well, there are other polls that say that. Well, I know. But if you look at the aggregate, it's like, the aggregate is, you look at the aggregate of all polls, that's going to include, that will include polls that have a liberal leaning as well. But again, the economy is too good. Like, there's nobody on this planet that could have withstood. There is nobody on this planet that could have withstood what Trump has withstood for this whole time. Really, there's just nobody on this planet that could have withstood that. You know. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. When you think about what he had to go through, getting set up, framed, his words taken out of context. And then when Bernie Sanders is accused of working with Russia, well, there you go. Then it's, don't believe it, it's not a big deal, da-da-da. I think that, on the surface, Bernie didn't really take a big hit. But when you look at, let's see. I think that when they ask him about the tax increases, it's pretty much game over. It'll be interesting, too, to see what Madam Secretary does. I mean, she's definitely going to jump into the race. That's no doubt. It's just a matter of when. Will she wait for the brokered convention? Will it be like a week or month before, 2 months before? Who knows? But this is her nomination. This is not. They have no intention. They have absolutely zero intention of allowing Bernie Sanders to win. Like, zero intention. They would never do that because they don't even want his policies. It would be different if they wanted his policies. Then, or it would be different if they hadn't cheated him already. But they did cheat him. So, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I am running out of steam. It is late. I want to thank you all very, very much. To my super chat, thank you. Renee, Bucolic Buffalo, everyone, thank you so very, very much. And have a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow. I will definitely see you tomorrow. Check out H.A. Goodman's other channel right this second. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very, very much. And this was a great live stream.